October 24th, 1942, 8:47 p.m. Guadalcanal, Solomon Islands. Sergeant John Basilone is surrounded by darkness and death. His hands are blistered raw from loading ammunition belts. His machine gun barrels are glowing red-hot in the jungle night. And 3,000 Japanese soldiers are screaming as they charge his position. Basilone has 2 machine guns, 15 Marines, and about 90 minutes before his section of the American defensive line collapses completely. The Japanese have been attacking for 3 hours straight, wave after wave, human wave tactics. They come through the jungle in the darkness, hundreds at a time, screaming, firing, dying, and the next wave comes over the bodies of the first. Basilone's machine gun crews are cutting them down, but there are always more. Always. The gun barrels are overheating. When a barrel gets too hot, the metal warps, the gun jams. In the middle of a firefight, with Japanese soldiers 30 yards away, a jammed machine gun means everyone dies. Basilone is running between his 2 gun positions, changing barrels with his bare hands. The metal is so hot, it's burning his palms. The smell of his own flesh cooking. He doesn't stop. Can't stop. His crews are going through ammunition faster than it can be brought forward. The supply line is breaking down. Men are dying trying to carry ammo through the jungle in the dark while Japanese infiltrators pick them off. Basilone makes a decision. He leaves his defensive position, leaves his Marines, and runs back into the jungle alone, 400 yards through Japanese-held territory to the ammo dump. He's carrying nothing but a pistol and determination. Japanese soldiers are everywhere. He can hear them moving through the vegetation, smell them. He moves like a ghost, silent, fast. Reaches the ammo dump, grabs a 100-pound machine gun and ammunition, slings it over his shoulder, and runs back, alone, through enemy lines, in total darkness. He makes 3 trips like this. 3 times through Japanese territory. 3 times carrying loads that would break most men. By the time the night is over, he's killed 38 Japanese soldiers personally. His section of the line never breaks. His Marines survive. And John Basilone becomes the first enlisted Marine to receive the Medal of Honor in World War II. But here's the thing, nobody tells you about Medal of Honor recipients. Getting the medal is the easy part. Living with it, that's harder. And what John Basilone did after receiving the Medal of Honor, that's the real story. That's what makes him different from every other war hero America has ever produced. John Basilone was born November 4th, 1916, in Buffalo, New York. Italian-American family, working class. His father was a tailor. 10 children in the family. John was the 6th. Buffalo in the 1920s was a tough town. Steel mills, grain elevators, the kind of place where you learned to work hard or you didn't eat. Basilone dropped out of school after 8th grade, started working, odd jobs, whatever he could find. At 18, he joined the army. Not because he was patriotic, not because he wanted adventure, because jobs were scarce and the army paid $21 a month plus food and a place to sleep. He served in the Philippines, 3 years, learned to box, became a decent light heavyweight. The army taught him discipline, structure, how to follow orders and how to give them. But when his enlistment ended in 1937, he came home, civilian life. He worked as a truck driver, decent money, boring work. By 1940, he was restless. The world was at war. Germany had conquered most of Europe. Japan was ravaging China. America was neutral, but everyone knew that wouldn't last. September 1940, Basilone enlisted in the Marine Corps. He was 23 years old. Why the Marines? Because army life was too soft. Because the Marines had a reputation. Hardest training, toughest standards, first to fight. Basilone wanted that, needed it. He went through boot camp at Parris Island, South Carolina. The Marines broke him down and built him back up. Rifle training, physical conditioning. The Corps turned him into a machine gunner. The Browning M 1917 water-cooled machine gun, 103 pounds of steel and destructive power. Basilone and his crew could set it up in 30 seconds and fire 500 rounds per minute. December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor. America enters the war. 6 months later, Basilone ships out with the 1st Marine Division. Destination, Guadalcanal. The Guadalcanal campaign is brutal. 6 months of fighting in malarial jungle. American forces land in August 1942 to seize a half-finished Japanese airfield. The Japanese want it back. They send reinforcements, thousands of soldiers. The Americans dig in and wait. October 24th, the Japanese launch a major offensive. 3,000 soldiers attack American positions along the Longa River. Basilone's section is right in the path. The battle starts at sunset. By nightfall, it's chaos. The Japanese tactics are designed to terrify. Human wave attacks in darkness. Soldiers screaming as they charge. It works. It breaks units. Men panic and run. But not Basilone's Marines. He moves between his 2 machine gun positions, keeping his crews firing, keeping them focused. The barrels overheat. He changes them with his bare hands. Burns be damned. His ammo runs low. He makes those 3 runs through enemy lines, 400 yards each way, through Japanese infiltrators, carrying 100 pounds of weapon and ammunition, 3 times. When dawn breaks on October 25th, there are hundreds of Japanese dead in front of Basilone's position. His guns accounted for 38 confirmed kills, possibly more. The Japanese offensive has failed. The American line held. The Medal of Honor citation reads, "For extraordinary heroism and conspicuous gallantry in action against enemy Japanese forces, above and beyond the call of duty." While the enemy was hammering at the Marines' defensive positions, Sergeant Basilone, in charge of 2 sections of heavy machine guns, fought valiantly to check the savage and determined assault. Rendering invaluable service, he personally repaired guns, joined in the firing, and carried ammunition. When the ammunition supply was critically low, he fought his way through hostile lines to bring back urgently needed shells, making trips through enemy-infested territory to replenish the ammunition supply. His great personal valor and courageous initiative were in keeping with the highest traditions of the U.S. Naval Service. May 21st, 1943. President Franklin Roosevelt places the Medal of Honor around John Basilone's neck. Basilone is now a national hero, the first enlisted Marine to receive the medal in World War II. The Marine Corps has plans for him, big plans. They pull him off the front lines, send him back to the States, war bond tours, publicity appearances, parades. The Marine Corps needs heroes, needs faces to put on recruiting posters. John Basilone is perfect, handsome, Tough, articulate, a genuine war hero. They send him around the country. He gives speeches, shakes hands, signs autographs, raises millions of dollars in war bonds. Women throw themselves at him. Movie studios want to make films about him. He could have anything, any assignment he wants, any posting. He could sit out the rest of the war in safety, training recruits, making appearances, living like a celebrity. In 1944, the Marine Corps offers him a commission. They'll make him an officer, give him a desk job, keep him safe, keep him home, keep him alive for publicity purposes. John Basilone turns it down. He requests to go back to combat, not just combat, back to a machine gun unit, back to the infantry, back to the worst of it. His superiors think he's crazy. Why would you do this? Why would a Medal of Honor recipient, a man who has already proven his courage, voluntarily return to combat? You've done your part. You can stay home. Basilone refuses. I'm a plain soldier, he says. I want to stay one. July 1944. Basilone marries Lena May Riggy. She's a Marine sergeant. They met during a war bond tour. They have 6 months together. 6 months of marriage before he ships out. She begs him not to go. He's already done enough. He's already a hero. He could stay. He says no. He has to go back. His Marines need him. February 19th, 1945. D-Day, Iwo Jima. The bloodiest battle in Marine Corps history. 70,000 Marines assaulting a volcanic island 8 square miles in size. Defended by 22,000 Japanese soldiers dug into tunnels and bunkers. The island is strategic. It has airfields. B-29 bombers need those airfields for emergency landings on raids against Japan. The Marines have to take it, whatever the cost. Iwo Jima will cost 6,821 American lives, 19,217 wounded. The Japanese will fight almost to the last man. Only 216 captured alive out of 22,000. The rest choose death. Basilone lands with the first assault wave. 27th Marines, 5th Marine Division, Red Beach. The beach is volcanic ash. Black sand so fine that men sink to their ankles with every step. Equipment bogs down. Tanks can't get traction. And the Japanese are dug into Mount Suribachi, firing down on the beaches. Artillery, mortars, machine guns. The Marines are taking casualties the moment the landing craft ramps drop. Basilone is a gunnery sergeant now, leading a machine gun platoon. He gets his men off the beach, pushes inland. Iwo Jima is defended by interconnected bunkers and tunnels. You can't just advance. You have to clear every position. Flamethrowers, grenades, demolition charges. Brutal close-quarters combat. Basilone is leading his platoon forward when they hit a minefield. His Marines are pinned down. Japanese machine gun fire from a blockhouse. Men are dying, stuck in the open with nowhere to go. Basilone doesn't hesitate. He moves forward alone, crawls through the minefield, reaches the blockhouse, uses demolition charges to blow it open, leads his platoon through the breach he's created. They advance 200 yards inland, secure a position for the rest of the regiment to follow. At 10:30 a.m., February 19th, 1945, a Japanese mortar round lands near Gunnery Sergeant John Basilone. He's killed instantly. He was 28 years old. He'd been on Iwo Jima for about 4 hours. The Marines bury him in the 5th Marine Division Cemetery on Iwo Jima. Later, his body is repatriated, buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Section 12, Grave 384, Among the Heroes. He receives the Navy Cross posthumously, the second highest decoration for valor. The citation reads, "For extraordinary heroism while serving as a leader of a machine gun section, 1st Battalion, 27th Marines, 5th Marine Division." His actions contributed materially to the advance of his company and to the security of the tactical situation. His conduct throughout was in keeping with the highest traditions of the U.S. Naval Service. John Basilone is the only enlisted Marine to receive both the Medal of Honor and the Navy Cross in World War II. Let that sink in. The Medal of Honor, the nation's highest decoration for valor, and the Navy Cross, the second highest, one for Guadalcanal, one for Iwo Jima. He earned both. He could have stayed home, could have taken the commission, the desk job, the safety. He went back, volunteered to return to combat, and died fighting. Here's what makes John Basilone's story extraordinary. It's not Guadalcanal. Plenty of men earned medals of honor doing impossible things under fire. It's not that he was brave. Courage is common in war. Men do extraordinary things when their friends are dying beside them. What makes Basilone different is what he did after receiving the Medal of Honor. He went back, by choice, against advice, against orders, against common sense. The Marine Corps wanted him home, safe, useful for propaganda. His family wanted him alive. His new wife begged him to stay. He could have justified staying. He'd already proven his courage. He'd already done his part. No one would have questioned it. No one would have called him a coward. But John Basilone understood something that most people never learn. The medal wasn't for him. It was for the Marines at Guadalcanal. The men who fought beside him. The men who died. Wearing it while sitting safely at home would have been a betrayal of what it represented. So he went back. Not because he wanted to die. He didn't. He'd just gotten married. He had plans for after the war. He went back because his Marines were still fighting. His brothers were still dying. And John Basilone was a Marine first, a hero second. There's a photograph of Basilone taken in 1943 during his war bond tour. He's in his dress uniform, the Medal of Honor around his neck. He's smiling, but his eyes aren't. There's something in his expression. Sadness maybe, guilt, survivor's guilt. The look of a man who knows his friends are dying while he's signing autographs and kissing babies. The Marine Corps has installations named after Basilone. Streets, buildings, a highway in New Jersey. There's a parade in his hometown every year. HBO made a miniseries, The Pacific, that tells his story. But here's what they don't talk about enough. John Basilone had a choice. Stay or go. Safe or danger. Life or possibly death. He chose danger. He chose death, as it turned out. And he made that choice knowingly. That's what makes him a hero. Not what he did on Guadalcanal. What he did after. Courage isn't charging a machine gun nest. That's adrenaline, training, instinct. Courage is having a way out and choosing not to take it. Courage is looking at safety and walking toward danger instead. Because someone has to. Because your brothers need you. Because wearing a medal you didn't really earn, didn't really deserve, would be worse than dying. The Marines who fought on Iwo Jima, the ones who survived, they talk about Basilone, how he led from the front, how he never asked his men to do anything he wouldn't do first, how he died leading, not following. That's what the Medal of Honor represents. Not surviving, not coming home, doing what needs to be done, whatever the cost. John Basilone understood that. He lived it, and he died living it. On February 19th, 1945, on a volcanic island in the Pacific, surrounded by his Marines, doing exactly what he chose to do. There are worse ways to die. There are very few better ways to live.